People in the capital working to help asylum seekers and refugees have said government reforms on immigration will leave vulnerable people in limbo. In the last hour, Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood said it's her mission to fix a system that she said is out of control and unfair. It follows a summer of protest outside asylum hotels sparked by a sexual assault case in Epping. But for those at the sharp end of the immigration debate, they fear people won't feel confident to integrate into UK society. Our political correspondent Simon Harris reports.
Dr Nurul Haq Nassimi has been helping refugees navigate their new lives in London for more than 25 years. At his English language class in Feltham today, there were students from his country, Afghanistan, as well as Brazil, Iran and Turkey. Dr Nassimi fears the Home Office plans to tighten the rules will leave asylum seekers in limbo.
They will live under uncertainty. They cannot feel confidence to contribute their skill to the society.
The new rules are being introduced in the wake of the Bell Hotel protests in Epping. In the summer, an asylum seeker staying at the Bell was arrested and later jailed for assaulting a schoolgirl. A short time ago, the Home Secretary told MPs the government must restore order and control over the asylum system.
We will do so by making refugee status temporary, not permanent. A grant of refugee status will last 2.5 years, not 5. It will be renewed only if it is impossible for a refugee to return home. Permanent settlement will now come at 20 years, not 5.
One controversial idea is for refugees to hand over valuables as a contribution to the cost of supporting them.
Those with income or assets will have to contribute to the cost of their stay.
But Samaner, who arrived in London from Iran 3 years ago, is horrified that jewellery with sentimental value could be confiscated.
Our bracelet, necklace, the most of them are a memory of our country.
And the Home Secretary's proposals are expected to face opposition from some London Labour MPs. Simon Harris, ITV News.
Now, with just 8 days to go until the Chancellor's budget, tensions were high in London today over a potential way to plug financial black holes in the capital. One of the proposed solutions to raise the tens of millions of pounds that could be lost, a tourist tax. It's a model that's worked in other UK cities and countries across Europe, but businesses here say it could call time on London's tourist sector. Our political correspondent Simon Harris reports.
London's tourist trade is at its height during summer, but Christmas markets are one way to attract visitors off-peak. But would they be so willing to come to London if hotels charged a nightly tourist tax?
I'm all in favour of it. It helps the locality. They've got extra money to give better benefits to tourists and to locals alike.
I think that it's all around the world we need to pay tax and we have to pay tax.
Would that make you think twice about coming to London?
I already make twice thinking when I come to London because it's quite expensive, so definitely it would affect decision making.
I probably would come to London in the same way.
As a mum, I would have to pay to come and see my daughter. So, yeah, disagree, afraid.
The Dorset in Shepherd's Bush is part of an international chain of luxury hotels. It even boasts an art gallery which doubles up as the bar. The manager is worried about the impact of a hotel levy on his guests.
When they see this is the rate you have to pay for the room and plus another percentage on top, they might worry about it to think, do I go to a different place where the taxes may be a bit lower? Would I visit London or not? We wouldn't be able to absorb that. It would be obviously handed over to the guests and the visitors. So.
In Edinburgh, tourists are hit with a 5% tax on their hotel bill. In Manchester, there's a voluntary levy of £1. A similar tourist tax for London could be announced in the budget. City Hall says it's too early to speculate about how much hotel guests in London would be charged. The tax is also likely to apply to Airbnb. But it's thought it could raise around £200 million a year. A spokesperson for the Mayor said it would boost the economy and deliver growth.
This levy needs, if it does come to pass, it needs to be implemented in a way that recognises that, but it could raise a substantial amount of money to sell London overseas, and that'll be really good for the sector over time.
But the hospitality trade, reeling from rising costs, including the national insurance hike, is fearful.
This is not just about tourism. This is a tax that would hit anybody coming to stay overnight. Builders who are staying away from home for work, business people coming for a conference, visiting family and friends.
If Rachel Reeves does grant London powers to surcharge hotel guests, it's expected to be the mayor who calls the shots. But that could annoy the boroughs, which also want a slice of the cake. Simon Harris, ITV News, Leicester Square.
Emergency homeless shelters will be opening tonight as snow and cold temperatures bring an early taste of winter. The severe weather plan is designed to kick in to help rough sleepers when temperatures fall to zero. Here's our political correspondent now, Simon Harris.
Sleeping on the streets of London is perilous enough in any weather. At the weekend, a young man in his 20s living in a camp on Euston Road died of a suspected heart attack. But extreme temperatures can also be a killer. Today, the Mayor activated London's emergency plan for the first time this winter. It's called SWEP.
SWEP stands for the Severe Weather Emergency Protocol, which is activated in the winter, but now in the summer as well. So in the winter, it's an emergency response to keep people alive and try and get them in away from the cold.
The protocol was last used during the summer's heatwave. Charities like The Connection at St Martin's opened sanctuaries offering cool spaces, showers and washing machines. But the SWEP alert from City Hall, calling on the boroughs and charities to open up shelters, is guidance, not compulsory. John, a long-time coordinator with a charity providing hot food to homeless people in North London, thinks the protocol needs teeth.
It needs to be made a legal obligation that whenever the temperature hits a temperature that will actually kill people on the streets, we need to have a law coming into place that everybody has the right to get housed and needs accommodated. We should have that all year round, but particularly whenever it's cold weather, particularly if it's very hot weather too.
The tents and shelters in Euston are sandwiched between the underpass and 3 lanes of traffic. It's one of a number of camps which have sprung up in central London. According to a recent head count by the homeless charity St Mungo's, there are more than 4,500 people sleeping rough in England. Almost half of those are in London, 400 in Westminster alone. Sadiq Khan's election manifesto promised to end rough sleeping by 2030. Simon Harris, ITV News, Westminster.